Hello students, I welcome all of you in Madhvi Institution online lecture class for the standard of SYBCom and our subject is foundation course. So let's begin our second lecture. Human rights violation. Previously in the first lecture we have started this chapter human rights violation and we have discussed near about 1.6 violation of rights of scheduled tribes. Today in this lecture we are going to start point number 7, 8 and 9, that is violation of rights of women, violation of rights of children and violation of rights of minorities. So these 3 points we are going to discuss in this lecture. The first point is violation of the rights of women. In India, women are the most vulnerable and this happens in almost every caste, religion and race. There is discrimination both for being a low caste and for being a woman. Some social customs and traditions, beliefs and cultural values accord secondary status to women. The only way the change in the lives of women can come is through the change in the general mindset of the people. With several movements fighting for the rights of women, the women today are found to be economically more independent than what they were in the yesteryears. In India, women in society have been victims of ill treatment, humiliation, torture and exploitation for as long as written records of social organization and family life are available. These records are replete with incidents of abduction, rape, murder and torture of women. Second point, discrimination and decline in female population. Normally the population of any country, male-female ratio remains more or less the same, that is 50-50. In India, as the census reports reveal, female population has been steadily declining ever since 1901. The male preference has led to the epic of technology. Thousands of unwanted female children are killed at the stage of fetus itself. It is said that in India, out of 12 million female children born every year, around 25% of them die before they attain the age of 15. Of the children who die every year, about 3 lakh female children, that is more than the number of male children, die for one or other reason. Of the children which die every year in India, the 6th child dies due to gender discrimination. Third one is economic exploitation. Women workers are given much work but are paid less wages or salary, especially in the unorganized sector. Equal pay for equal work remains only a slogan. Equal Remuneration Act 1976 has proved to be a dead letter in this regard. There are also sufficient instances of such exploitation even in the organized sector. Point number 2, that is 1.8, violation of the rights of the children. Etymologically, a child is any young human being below the age of full physical development or below the legal age of majority. It is only when the right environment is provided that children grow into good and successful human beings. However, today times have changed and children from all strata of the society face severe difficulties in the form of excessive exposure to media, violence in all forms beginning right from their homes, fear and lack of trust. Following are a few issues that surround children's life, children's lives and their freedom is endangered. Lack of access to education. Education, which is believed to be the basic right of every child in the world, has been denied in most part of India. This is very prominently seen perspective of the government attempts to promote education to children. Second, poverty and malnutrition. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), globally 30% of children under 5 are estimated to be stunted and 18% have low weight for height and 43 million children are overweight. Optimal breastfeeding could save the lives of 1.5 million children under 5 every year. Nearly 9 million children die every year from preventable diseases and infections, the largest killer being diarrheal disease. There are over 2 billion cases of diarrheal disease every year and is the leading cause of death among children under 5. Third one, violence and child abuse. According to UNICEF, violence against children can be physical and mental abuse and injury, neglect and negligent treatment, exploitation and sexual abuse. Violence may take place in homes, schools, orphanages, residential care facilities, prisons and in places of detention. Such violence can affect the normal development of a child, impairing their mental, physical and social being. In extreme cases, abuse of a child can result in death. Child abuse has many forms: physical, emotional, sexual, neglect and exploitation. Any of these that are potentially or actually harmful to child's health, survival, dignity and development are abuse. This definition is derived from the WHO, that is World Health Organization. Point number 4, child labor. India is sadly the home to the largest number of child laborers in the world. The census found an increase in the number of child laborers from 11.28 million in 1991 and 12.59 million in 2001. MV Foundation in Andhra Pradesh found nearly 4 lakh children, mostly girls between 7 and 14 years of age, toiling for 14 to 16 hours a day in cotton seed production across the country, of which 90% of employed in Andhra Pradesh. 40% of the labor in a precious stone cutting sector is children. NGO have discovered the use of child laborers in mining industry in Bellary district in Karnataka, in spite of a harsh ban on the same. In urban areas, there is a high employment of children in the zari and embroidery industry. Poverty and lack of social security are the main sources of child labor. And the last point of this lecture, violation of the rights of minority. India is a multilingual and multi-religious country. Indian society is pluralistic in character, from the religious and other points of view. Since a very long time, people belonging to various religious communities have been living together in this country. Though the majority of the people living in this land are Hindus, 79.8%, people belonging to other religious communities such as Muslims or the Islams, 14.2%, Christians 2.3%, Sikhs 1.7%, Buddhist 0.7%, Jains 0.4%, unaffiliated 0.2%, and others 0.7% are also living along with the Hindus by enjoying similar rights and opportunities. By virtue of their numerical strength, the Hindus constitute the majority, while the rest of the religious communities come under what is known as religious minorities. Regarding the concept of minority, in the Indian context, it can be said that the term has not been properly defined anywhere in the Indian Constitution, but minority status has been conferred on many groups. According to Article 29 of the Constitution, any group living within the jurisdiction of India is entitled to preserve and promote its own language, script or literature and culture. Article 30 states that a minority group, whether based on religion or language, shall have the right to establish and administer educational institution of their choice. Problems of religious minorities, racial, religious, ethnic, linguistic, and other minorities are subject to some or other problems everywhere. The four main problems which they normally face are: number one, problem of prejudice and discrimination. Sharing a common nationality with the majority of the offing, it becomes absolutely essential for the minorities to identify with them. Therefore, there are several occasions where their behavior is observed so as to check on their affiliations. This hinders or this stops their progress in the long run. Second one, problem of preserving their distinct social and cultural life. Several customs and cultures are under scrutiny at times and lead to controversies of all types, giving opportunities to aggravate the problems of minorities. Third one, problem of protection. Need for security and protection is very often felt by the minorities, especially in times of communal violence, caste conflicts, observance of festivals and religious functions on a mass scale. Minority groups often seek police protection. Government in power also finds it difficult to provide such a protection to all the members of the minorities. It is highly expensive also. State governments which fail to provide such protection are always criticized. And the fourth one, problem of communal tension and riots. Communal tensions and riots have been incessantly increasing since independence. Whenever the communal tensions and the riots take place, for whatever reason, minority interests get threatened. Fears and anxieties become widespread. It becomes a tough task for the government in power to restore the confidence in them. So in this way we have discussed the 3 points. The human rights violation of the women, human rights violation of the children, and human rights violation of the minorities. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss point number 10, 11 and 12, that is violation of rights of the disabled, violation of the rights of the elderly people, and we will see the summary in the last. And in the end of the lecture, questions will be given for assignment on the topic, for which you will have to make a notebook, a special notebook for foundation course subject, and you will have to write the answers of all those questions which will be given for the assignment. Thank you.